Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to automate clinic lab test bookings via WhatsApp. So I run a medical lab and want patients to book test and select the test type and get confirmations automatically via WhatsApp. So for that we are going to build a WhatsApp chatbot using Pabbly Chatflow, and this chatbot is going to save my time by reducing manual workload. So firstly in this video we are going to create a WhatsApp chatbot using Pabbly Chatflow. Now if a user will send a message, an automatic reply will be sent to them. So if you also want to build this automation or this chatbot, then let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video we are going to learn how to automate clinic lab test bookings via WhatsApp. So right before you on my screen you can see this is the flow I have created for creating the chatbot, and this chatbot is going to respond to your customer queries, and by the help of this chatbot your patients can book the lab test anytime and anywhere. And not only this chatbot is also going to save the responses provided by your patients in Google Sheets so that you can maintain a record. So now I am going to show you how you can create this amazing WhatsApp chatbot by just using Pabbly Chatflow, and the best thing is that you don't need any coding for that. So now let's move on to my WhatsApp for testing this WhatsApp chatbot before building this. So now let's move on to my WhatsApp with me. So here you can see I have already opened my WhatsApp, and now I am going to send a message to the number which I have already connected to my Pabbly Chatflow account, and here this number is saved as my test number. So here I am going to enter a message that is I want to book blood test appointment, and as I have entered this message I am getting a welcome message which says hi, welcome to Health Plus Lab, how can I assist you today? And here we are getting a button that is view test. So now let's select this button, and as I have selected this button I am getting a message consisting of the list. So now let's open this list and select our test over here. So now I am going to open this list, and here you can see I am getting some of the test types. So now I am going to select this first test, that is blood test, and as I have selected it I am getting a message which is asking me to enter the patient's name. So now I am going to enter my patient's name as testing user. So here I am going to enter the patient's name as well, and as I have provided the name I am getting a message which is asking me to enter the age. So now I am going to enter the age as 19. So as I have entered the age I am getting a message which is asking me to enter the preferred date. So now I am going to enter the preferred date as well. So here I have entered the date as 21st September 2025, and here we are getting a confirmation message which says your lab test is booked. You will receive reminders before your appointment. So here you can see our chatbot is working properly, and not only this, let's move on to my Google Sheet to check whether we are receiving the response over there or not. So here you can see this is the Google Sheet I have created named as medical lab record, where I am getting 4 fields, that is patient name, age, test and date, and I am successfully receiving the response which I have recently entered over my WhatsApp, that is patient's name as testing user, age 19, test is blood test and the date as well. So here you can see our chatbot is amazing, even saving the data provided by our patients. So you can also create this amazing WhatsApp chatbot by just using Pabbly Chatflow, and for accessing the Pabbly Chatflow you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is pabbly.com/chatflow, and once you will enter the URL you will be getting the landing page of Pabbly, and here you can see we are getting 2 options, that is sign in and sign up free. So if you are a new user you can simply click over the sign up free, and if you sign up your account for free over the Pabbly Chatflow you get 100 free credits every month for practicing the chatbot. And if you already have an existing account you can simply click over the sign in. But before moving on forward I am going to tell you about Pabbly community. So here you can see this is the page of Pabbly community where automation users, marketers and business owner gather to share their ideas, ask questions and get relevant update regarding using the Pabbly applications. So you can also join Pabbly community now and grow your business with us, and if you wish to join the Pabbly community you can find link in the description given below. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Chatflow again, and here I am going to simply click over this sign in as I already have an account on Pabbly Chatflow. And once you finish your sign up you will be getting this all Pabbly apps page, and here you can see we are getting the products provided by Pabbly. You can access any of these products, and as we are going to create a WhatsApp chatbot, for that we have to access this Pabbly Chatflow. So now let's click over this access now button, and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Chatflow, which can be seen here. And here on this dashboard page you can see these are the numbers I have connected connected to my account. So you can also add your WhatsApp number by just clicking on this add WhatsApp number button, and here you can see we are getting two options, that is WhatsApp Connect and Manual Token Connect. So if you want to integrate your WhatsApp number, you can simply click over this WhatsApp Connect, and if you want to connect with token number, you can simply click over this Manual Token Connect. So if you want to learn more about this process of adding WhatsApp number to the Pabbly Chatflow account, you can find video link in the description given below. Now moving on to the sidebar, you can see these are the features provided by Pabbly. And as we are going to create a WhatsApp chatbot, for that we firstly have to create a flow. So for that you simply have to click over the flows given on the sidebar, and if you want to learn more about these features, you can find video link in the description given below. Now let's click over this flows given here, and as you will click over the flows, you will be landed to the flow builder page, and here you can see these are the flows created by me. So you can also create your own flow. So for that you simply have to click over this add flow button, and you will be landed to the flow page where you can see we are getting the option for entering the flow names. So now let's provide a name to our flow here. So here I have provided it the name Automate Clinic Lab Testing Bookings via WhatsApp, and you can provide name according to you, and afterwards we are getting the option for trigger. So trigger is basically the action which is going to initiate your chatbot, and on this trigger we are getting many trigger events such as keyword rejects match, user starts conversation, template selected, and many more. But here I am going to keep it as the same, that is keyword rejects match. Now you might be thinking, what is this keyword and rejects? So keywords are the words which initiate your chatbot. Now let's say I want to initiate my chatbot as soon as someone enters a message consisting of this word, that is test. So for that you simply have to type it and press the enter key, and here our one keyword is ready. Now as soon as someone will enter a message consisting of this word test, your chatbot will be initiated. Now I am going to add one more keyword over here. So here you can see I have added two more keywords, that is lab and blood, and afterwards we are getting the option for regex. So regex is basically the short form for the regular expression. These are used for the specific user input, and if you want to trigger any message you can enter regex like this. But here as I've already created my keyword, I will be removing this regex from here. Now as we are done with the trigger, now I am going to send a welcome message to my customers. So for that you simply have to drag and drop, and here you can observe that we are getting the option for text button. So by selecting text button, you will be getting this message node where you can enter the message which you can send to your patients. So now I am going to enter a welcome message over here. So here you can see I have entered this welcome message, and I have entered this first sentence, that is hi, welcome to Health Plus Labs, between these asterisk signs to make it bold. Now I am going to add some buttons to this message note. So for that you simply have to click over this add button, and here you have to enter the text of your first button. So now let's enter the text and create our first button here. So here you can see I have created my button, that is view test. Now as soon as someone select this button, I want to provide them list of the tests provided by my lab. So for that you simply have to drag and drop, and here you can see we are getting the option for list. So you just have to select it, and you will be getting this list node where you can create your own list of the tests provided by your lab. So now on this list node, it is asking me to enter header, body, and footer for the list. So now I am going to provide a body to my list here. So here you can see I have entered this body for my list. Now I am going to add some items to this list. So for that you firstly have to create a section, and for that you just have to click over this add section, and here you have to enter the section title. So now I am going to enter my section title as test, and afterwards I am going to add some items to this list. So for that you just have to click over this add items, and here you can see we are getting the dialog box where you have to provide the title, and even you can provide the description of your item as well. But here I am going to enter the title of my first test type. So here you can see I have created the first item of my list, that is blood test. Now likewise I am going to add some more test type or more items to this list. So for that again you have to click over this add items and enter the title of your another items. So here you can see I have created two more tests, that is COVID test and thyroid test. Now as soon as my user selects any of these list items, I want to save that response. So for that we have to provide contact custom field to all these list items, and for providing the contact custom field you just have to go to actions, and here you can observe that we are getting the option for set custom field. So you just have to select it or drag it, and here you can see that we are getting this contact custom field node. So you have to provide contact custom field to all these list items, because contact custom field help us to store extra information about our clients or customers or the patient. So now I am going to select my contact custom field from here. So right here you can see these are the contact custom fields I have created, and you can also create your own contact custom field, for that you simply have to go to settings, and here you can observe that we are getting the option for contact custom fields. So you just have to select it and you will be landed to the contact custom fields page. But before that you have to save this flow so that you don't lose your data. And as you will click over this contact custom fields, you will be landed to the contact custom fields page, which I have already opened. And here you can see these are the contact custom fields I have created. And if you want to create your own contact custom field, you simply have to click over this add more field button, and here you have to provide the field name, and afterwards you simply have to click over the save button and your contact custom field will be created. But here, as I've already created my contact custom field, I will be selecting it over the Pabbly chat flow. So here I'm going to select my contact custom field as test, which can be seen here, and afterwards it is asking me to enter the value. So here you have to enter the value for which you are creating this contact custom field. So here I am creating this contact custom field for this first list item, that is blood test. So I will be just entering this value, that is blood test. So by this way I have created the contact custom field for this first item. Now likewise I am going to create the contact custom field for the rest of the items of the list. So here you can see I have created contact custom field for both these items, that is COVID test and thyroid test. And I have selected the contact custom field test for all these three items. Now as soon as my user selects any of these list items or any of the tests, I will be receiving the response, and afterwards I am going to ask some questions from my patients so that they can book the appointment. So for that you simply have to go to actions, and here you can observe that we are getting this ask question node. So you just have to select it or drag it, and here you can see we are getting this node, and by using this question node you can ask any type of questions from your patients or the clients. So now I am going to connect all these contact custom field nodes with this question node, so that if my user selects any of these list items, they will be redirected to this question for booking the appointment. So here I am going to enter a question asking for the full name of my patient. So here you can see I have entered this question asking for the patient name, and afterwards I am going to select my contact custom field as full name, which can be seen here, and afterwards I am going to select my format as any. So with this we are done with our first question. Now likewise I am going to ask some more questions from my patients or the clients. So here you can see I have entered another question asking for the age of my patient, where I have selected the contact custom field age, and the next question I have entered where I am asking for the preferred date for this appointment. So here you can see that I have selected the contact custom field as date, and here I have selected my format as date. And if you select formats other than any, you will be getting the option for entering the number. So here it is basically asking you to enter the number of attempt you want to provide to your patients or clients for entering this answer, and afterwards you can enter the validation error message also. And here we are done with our all questions. Now as soon as my user provides me answer of all these questions, I am going to save this response over my Google Sheet. So for saving this data we have to integrate Pabbly Chatflow and Google Sheet, and for integrating these both we need Pabbly Connect. So for connecting this Pabbly Chatflow with Pabbly Connect, we just have to go to actions, and here you can see that we are getting the option for API request. So you just have to select this node, and here you can see we are getting this node, and by the help of this node we are going to connect Pabbly Chatflow and Pabbly Connect so that we can save the responses over the Google Sheet. And here in this node it is asking me to paste the webhook URL. So for getting the webhook URL we have to move to my Pabbly Connect account with me. And if you remember, I have told you about all Pabbly apps page where we were getting the all products provided by Pabbly. So now let's move on to that page, and here you can see we are getting this Pabbly Connect app. So now let's click over this access now button for accessing Pabbly Connect, and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect, which can be seen here. And here on this dashboard page I am going to create a workflow by integrating two applications, that is Pabbly Chatflow and Google Sheet. So now let's click over this create workflow button, and here you can see we are getting the option for selecting the workflow builder. So here I am going to select this workflow builder beta. So for that you simply have to click over the select button, and here you have to provide the workflow name. So now I am going to provide it the same name which I have provided to my Chatflow. So here I have provided it the name, and afterwards I am going to select my folder as Pabbly Chatflow. Now we just have to click over this create button, and here you can see we are receiving this pop-up, and we are landed to our workflow page where we are getting the option for adding the trigger. So trigger is our first application, or the application which is going to initiate a workflow. So in this case I want to initiate my workflow as soon as I receive a new message over the Pabbly Chatflow. So you just have to click over this add trigger button, and you will be getting this trigger setup page where you have to add your trigger app as as Pabbly Chatflow. And afterwards I'm going to select my app event as new message received, and afterwards we simply have to click over this connect button, and here you can see we are receiving the webhook URL. So this is the webhook URL which we have to paste in API request over the Pabbly Chatflow. So now let's copy this webhook URL. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Chatflow, and as I'm selecting this API request, it is asking me to select the request method. So here I'm going to select my request method as post, as I want to post my data over the Google Sheet, and afterwards I'm going to enter the URL which I have recently received from the Pabbly Connect. And on this parameter section, it is asking me to enter the key and select contact custom field. So the first key I'm going to create is test. So here I have created my first key, and afterwards I'm going to select my contact custom field as test, which can be seen here, and afterwards I'm going to add some more fields. So here you can see I have added 3 more keys, that is patient name, where I have selected contact custom field as full name, and age and the date, and according to these keys I have selected contact custom field. Now we simply have to click over this test button for sending the test data, and here you can see we are receiving this pop-up which says API request successful. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Connect, and here you can see I'm successfully receiving the response, that is response A, with all the keys and the contact custom field which we have recently added over the API request. So here we are done with our trigger setup. Now we just have to set up our action app. So for that you simply have to click over this add new action step button, and you will be landed to this action setup page where I'm going to select my action app as Google Sheet, which can be seen here, and afterwards I'm going to select my app event as add new row. Now we just have to click over this connect button for building the connection, and here we are landed to the Google Sheet connection page where we are getting the option for adding new connection. So if you want to build a new connection, you can use this, and here you have to sign up with your Google account and your new connection will be built. And if you already have an existing connection, you can use this, that is select existing connection, where our connection has been already chosen. Now we simply have to click over the save button and our connection will be saved. And here you can see as I have built in the connection, I am receiving some of the fields. So the first field I am getting is for selecting the spreadsheet. So from here I am going to select the spreadsheet which I have recently created named as medical lab record. So here you can see this is the Google Sheet I have created where we are getting 4 fields, that is patient name, age, test and date. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Connect again, and here our sheet has been already selected as sheet 1, and afterwards I am getting some of the fields. So now I am going to map all these fields. Now you might be thinking, what is this mapping? So mapping is the real magic here. Mapping is basically inserting the data from the previous step so that you don't have to enter your values again and again, as mapping makes the field dynamic. So here I am going to map the patient's name from the response which I am receiving from the Pabbly Chatflow. So here I have mapped it, and afterwards I am going to map my another field, that is age, and as well as test and date. So here I have mapped the test also, and at last I am going to map the field, that is date. So here I have mapped my all fields. Now we simply have to click over the save and send test request, and here you can see we are receiving a positive response, which means we might have built in the connection. Now let's move on to my Google Sheet to check whether we are receiving the response over there or not. So here you can see in my Google Sheet I am successfully receiving the response, that is I am receiving the same contact custom field which I have recently entered over the API request, and afterwards I have mapped on my Google Sheet. So here you can see I am getting the same contact custom field which I have provided for the patient's name, age, test and date. So here we have built in the connection. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Chatflow. Now we just have to click over the save button, and afterwards I am going to add the status fallback. So status fallback is the final message which we are going to send to our patients. So for that you simply have to drag and drop and select text button over here, and in this text button node I am going to enter my thank you or the confirmation message. So here you can see I have entered this thank you or the confirmation message. So with this we are done with our creation of our flow. Now we just have to save this flow. So for that you simply have to click over the save button, and here you can see we are receiving this pop-up which says flow updated successfully, means we have successfully saved our flow. Now for showing you how we are receiving message from our customer and how we are sending them the automated reply, let me take it towards my inbox section. For that you simply have to click over the inbox given on the sidebar, and as you will click over the inbox you will be landed to the inbox page where you can see these are the numbers I have connected to my account, and on this particular number, which is my contact number, I am successfully receiving message from my customers and our automated replies are successfully sent or delivered to them. And one point has to be noticed that this is following the path which we have created through a flow, means if a user sends us a message we are going to send them a welcome message with this button, and and if my user selects this button, we are going to send them a list of the test type. So here in this video you have seen how you can create an amazing WhatsApp chatbot for your own business, which can even save the data provided by your patients. So if you want to practice this flow, you can find its link in the description given below, and you can also share the link of the flows created by you. So for that you simply have to go to flows and you will be landed to the flow builder page, and here you can see this is the flow I have recently created. So you just have to select 3 dots, and here you can see we are getting the option for share flow. So you just have to select it and you will be getting your flow link. So you can share this flow link to your friends so that they can also know about this amazing tool that is Pabbly Chatflow, and they can also automate their all tasks. So what are you waiting for? Start using Pabbly Chatflow now and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly and creating many more amazing automations and chatbots like this. And if you have any doubt, you can mention it over the comment section. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. So thank you for watching this video. So you can create many more chatbots like this by using Pabbly Chatflow. Now if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can write it on forums.pabbly.com. But if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Chatflow for free now.